Here we are back again, reading another ceiling fan manual. This is the Hampton Bay Loomis 44-inch indoor ceiling fan. This is what the fan looks like. Bother reading any of that. Of course, it's suitable for indoor use only. Really, hardware not showing actual size. Plastic wire nuts. Should be four of those stinking things. In case if you have like two switches or whatever. It's a 9-watt LED bulb. Only one, and we only need one. Full chain and fob. 3 of those. Package contents. Mounting bracket, canopy ring, canopy. Down rod. Top housing piece thing. Fan motor. Blade, blade iron, switch housing. Light kit, globe. Huh, it's the coupling cover. Huh, interesting. The shade is plastic. Not gonna bother reading any of that. Let's just go right over here. Repairing the canopy. Remove the canopy ring from the canopy. That's very easy to do. You just twist it and it comes off. Remove the 2 non-slotted canopy mounting screws with lock washers from the canopy and loosen the slotted canopy mounting screws with lock washers on the canopy. Those are the canopy screws, of course. Remove the canopy from the mounting bracket. Of course, obviously, by turning the canopy counterclockwise. Preparing the motor. Remove the cotter pin and clevis pin and loosen the 2 collar set screws from the fan motor assembly collar. Remove 2 coupling cover mounting screws on top of the motor assembly. Rub the wires existing from the top of the fan motor assembly through the coupling cover. Of course, this big monstrosity with the stars on it is the coupling cover, apparently. Route the wires through the canopy ring, canopy, and then through the hanger bowl / downrod assembly. I believe there would be 3 wires, or not. Most cases with ceiling fans there'd be 3 wires, but I think on this one it'd be like 4 wires. I think. Because of the upper light, actually. One holes at the bottom of the hanger ball / downrod assembly with the holes in the collar. On top of fan motor assembly, carefully insert Of course, carefully insert the clevis pin through the holes in the collar and the hanger ball slash downrod assembly. Be careful not to jam the clevis pin. That'd be no good. Against the wiring inside the hanger ball slash downrod assembly. Installing the mounting bracket to the electrical box. Pass the 120 volt supply wires through the center hole in the mounting bracket. Attach the mounting bracket onto the outlet box by sliding the mounting bracket over the screws provided with the outlet box. Note that the flat side of the mounting bracket is towards the outlet box. Of course, I know that. That's so obvious. Carefully lift the fan motor assembly up to the mounting bracket and seat the hanger ball, downrod assembly into the mounting bracket. Socket is properly seated in the groove in the hanger ball downrod assembly. This will help to balance the ceiling fan. Well, without that without that groove in the tab there, it could start wobbling. The ceiling fan could potentially wobble. Huh, maybe it does have just 3 wires. That's 4 if you have a single switch. I can bother reading that. Well, for this one, you have just wires coming from the electrical panel or something like that. And that's pretty much how you do it with 2 switches or 1 switch. I bother reading that. Installing the canopy. Slide the canopy up to the ceiling. Make sure you have placed the wires safely into the outlet box. That's always a good idea to do that. Secure the canopy to the mounting bracket with the 4 canopy mounting screws with lock washers included with your fan. Raise up the canopy ring and line up the 4 grooves with the 4 screw heads on the canopy. Once lined up, slide the canopy ring and secure it to the canopy until snug. Huh. For a second there, I thought that was screwed up, but I don't really think it necessarily is. It's just how the stinking fans are made. Removing the rubber packing mounts. The fan motor is shipped with rubber packing mounts to prevent movement during transportation. Remove 5 screws from the rubber packing mount from the fan motor assembly and discard prior to attaching the blades. Assembling the fan blades. To install the blades to the blade irons, hold the blade with hands close to blade iron. Align the key slot holes with the blade iron posts and press the blade down firmly. Ensure the key slot holes are properly seated on the blade iron posts. Firmly slide the blade away from the blade iron until the blade engages in the spring locking mechanism. Make sure the spring of the spring locking mechanism is upward. Huh? I'm not gonna bother reading that. I already lost some brain cells seeing that. It's weird. Detach the blade. To detach the blade from the blade iron, press down the spring locking mechanism to release the blade from the blade iron. Slide the blade towards the blade iron until the blade disengages from the spring locking mechanism. Carefully push the blade up to detach from the blade iron. That's a simple thing for me to do. Fastening the blade assemblies to the motor. Fasten the blade assemblies to the fan motor assembly by lining up the slots of the motor with the tabs on the blade irons. This is the tab on the blade irons, and those are the blade iron screws. Of course, those get screwed into the fan motor. Tighten the two blade arm screws with lock washers already installed in the blade irons. Repeat this procedure for the remaining blade irons. Of course. Attaching the switch housing to the mounting ring. Remove one of the three switch housing mounting screws from the mounting ring and loosen the other two screws. Do not remove. While holding the switch housing under the fan motor assembly, snap together the wire connection plugs. Of course, those are the wire connection plugs. And place the keyhole slots in the switch housing over the two screws previously loosened from the mounting ring. Turn the switch housing until the switch housing locks in place at the narrow section of the keyholes. Securely tighten the two switch housing mounting screws previously loosened and the one previously removed. And moving on here, remove one of the two light kit mounting screws from the switch housing and loosen the other one screw. Huh. There's, I guess there's just two screws holding it in. Huh. While holding the light kit under the fan motor assembly, snap the two wire plugs, white to white and blue to black. Place the keyholes in the light kit over the one screw previously loosened from the switch housing. Turn the light kit until it locks in place at the narrow section of the keyhole. Secure by tightening the one mounting screw previously loosened and the one previously removed. That's what you'd be doing, and you'd be connecting the wires there. Installing the light bulb. There's just one light bulb included. Goof. Get it right. Install 9-watt LED bulb included. This picture doesn't even look like an LED bulb. Or maybe it is, it's just a filament LED. Who knows? Installing the plastic shade. Position the notches in the outer rim of the plastic shade so they line up with the tabs on the inside of the rim on the light kit. Carefully lift the plastic shade up inside the light kit and secure it to the fan by turning the plastic shade clockwise until snug. Do not over-tighten. Huh, how is that possible? How impossible. Ooh, wow, that looks good. Pull chain operating instructions. Install 3 pull chains and fobs onto the pull chain located on the switch housing. Turn on the power and check operation of fan. The pull chain fan controls the fan speed as follows. 1 high speed, 2 for medium speed, 3 for low speed, 4 turns it off. 4th time turns it off. Speed settings for warm or cool weather, depending on factors such as the room size, ceiling height, and numbers of fans. Okay. The pull chain upper light controls the uplight mode as follows. The first pole blue, the second pole red, the third pole white, the fourth pole blue, red, and white, the fifth pole cycle through blue, red, and white colors. The sixth pole off. Uplight dimmer. Pull and hold for at least 2 seconds to adjust the brightness of the light to the desired light level. Never experienced a kind of pull chain like that. The pull chain downlight controls the downlight on and off. Wait for the fan to stop before reversing the direction of blade rotation. Wait till you'll find out how many brain cells I've lost. The reverse switch is located on the surface of the switch housing. Slide the switch to the left for warm weather operation, and switch to right for cool weather operation. And I'm not really gonna bother reading that. Care and cleaning. Do check the support connections, brackets, and blade attachments twice a year. Make sure they are secure because of the fan's natural movement. Some connections may become loose over time. It is not necessary to remove the fan from the ceiling. Well, guess what? It's not necessary to kill all my brain cells. Clean your fan periodically. Use only a soft brush or lint-free cloth to avoid scratching the finish. Huh. Scratching the finish would be no good. The lighting is sealed with a Lacquer to minimize discoloration or tarnishing. Optional. Apply a light coat of furniture polish to the wood blades. Optional. Cover small scratches with a light application of shoe polish. Do not use water when cleaning. Water could damage the motor or the wood or possibly cause an electrical shock. Finally, some real good sense for once. Apply oil to your fan or motor. The motor has permanently lubricated sealed ball bearings. Okay, from what I've heard, there is no way, and I mean no way, fan motor could be permanently lubricated. It has to be manually lubricated once in a while. Troubleshooting. The fan will not start. That'd be no good. Check the main and branch to confuse their breakers. Check the line and wire connections to the fan and switch wire connections in the switch housing. Fan sounds noisy. Make sure all motor housing screws are snug. Make sure the screws that attach the fan blade to the motor hub are tight. Make sure the wire nut connections are not rattling against each other or the interior wall of the switch housing. Allow a 24-hour breaking in period. Most noises associated with a new fan disappear during this time. If using the ceiling light kit, make sure the glassware is secured tightly. Make sure there is a short distance from the ceiling to the canopy. It should not touch the ceiling. Okay? Make sure your ceiling box is secure and that rubber isolator pads are used between the mounting bracket and the outlet box. Fan wobbles. Verify that all blades and blade bracket screws are secure. Most fan wobble problems are caused by loose parts. Once the fan is properly installed, run the ceiling fan for 10 minutes to let the fan self-adjust. Okay, there's something I have to say here about this. Just listen, you companies. A small amount of wobble is normal for ceiling fans, and it should not be considered a defect. Oh my god. Okay, I'm getting tired now. I'm gonna stop. Goodbye.